Yes, my beautiful babies, as you know that you and I are now cosmically aligned, love. If you're new to the channel, give me a little like, rate, subscribe, drop a comment on. Even if you hated this, just still drop a comment, be insulting. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? I'm Posy Wozzy 2025. Now, in today, what we're going to discuss is, look at this. Look, look, look. Wow. Wow. Canelo and Jake Paul are being bandied around in the same week that Canelo and Crawford is apparently on again, off again, off. So it seems to be crazy, right? And as the kids say, they would say that they believe that it's cap. However, walk with me. Okay, let me throw this out there. Let's think a little bit outside the box. If you are Turki Sheikh, His Excellency, if you've actually sat down and set down plans to take over a global sport, a completely centuries-long fractured global sport, the #1 sport for debate, the #1 sport for fickle fans, the #1 sport that is so disparate and split up and, I don't want to say corrupt, but it has a long history of corruption. And you're trying to bring that all together because you've decided that this is what you want to do. You are playing Sims with all of us. We are just Sims to you. Sick. Kind of respect it. I wish that I could do that. Canelo, the guy, the face of boxing, and Jake Paul, the face of the youth, the face of YouTube. And like, think about this. They would have sat back and they would have seen Jake Paul against Mike Tyson. Crazy. It did the wildest numbers that you could ever imagine with Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Okay. And we saw Jake Paul beat Mike Tyson. He beat Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's 60. You know what I mean? Like, it's what it is. If you're going to try and unify a sport with your plans and you have a disruptor like Jake Paul, who brings astonishing amounts of viewers, astonishing amounts of attention. He has his own promotional company. He has a relationship with DAZN. He has a relationship with Netflix, etc., etc. If you have that guy running around where you're, it's rude for me to say it because he is a boxer, fighter, whatever you want to say. If you have him running around where people blur the lines and say, oh, boxing, Jake Paul, that's no bueno. That's no bueno. And what you have to do is do some deals with the ginger Mexican, Canelo man, payday. And you have to get it dealt with. And you have to get it dealt with bad. You have to do the old switcheroo, the old boom. What you have to do is you have to hype it. You have to say, Canelo, go and fight him light heavyweight. Jake, you fought at light heavyweight. You got to come down to light heavyweight to fight Canelo. You guys are going to do absolutely astronomical, astonishing numbers. You're both going to walk away with 200 mil each, 250 mil each, right? Canelo, you can brand this as you are this era's great fighter, and you can now on your shoulders eliminate the siege of Jake Paul. And he will. If they fight, Canelo will do whatever he wants to Jake with a significant size disadvantage, with a significant weight disadvantage. It will not stop that mental little ginger Mexican. Make no doubt about it. That man is a multiple weight world champion, undisputed super middleweight champion, the first of the 4-belt one. He will do whatever he pleases to Jake Paul. Jake Paul will be able to not stop him do anything. It could potentially be Canelo just comes out and bangs him out bad in a round, hard done. Then Turki gets in, puts his arm around him. Habibi, you know you are the man. Now let's move on. This is done, okay? That will be the biggest fight ever in boxing. And then what we get is a narrative, a crazy one, obviously, if I was conspiratorially minded, we would be going down this path, which is where I'm at right now. Where you then have them jump up and say, this is real boxing. That was YouTube boxing. Real boxing is here, and you have, all of you, all 60 million of you, all whatever the crazy number is, you have all now witnessed the difference between a real fighter, the man, Canelo Man, Jake Paul, YouTuber. Now, that might sound a little bit far-fetched, that might sound a little bit mental, but if you are trying to bring this sport back to mass appeal, the casual is no longer a casual. It's just a global sport. It becomes back to being the sport. These are the ways that you have to do it. You can't do it with like insular champion versus champion because the man on the street doesn't care. What you need to do is Eubank Ben, a fight that has no relevance to boxing whatsoever, but the amount of people that are hyped to see it it is amazing. If you put Fury and AJ, I'm gonna say a wild thing. Let me know in the comments about that. If you put Fury and AJ together, the Brits, we will go mad for it. The world won't really care. Do Jake Paul against Canelo in an enormous stadium, an enormous event, the likes of which we've never ever seen before, on a Ring magazine promoted show. You have PBC, you have Canelo promotions, you have MVP promotion, you have it all in, everyone gets paid huge. And then we walk away having Jake Paul being like, hey, go and do your own thing. So many of us have just seen the difference between a boxer, a real fighter, and a YouTube one. Let's just put this all aside. Hey everyone, you've all just seen a great stuff. So now I'm going to have to keep this going. And if you are, for example, going to buy the most famous publication in the sport ever, turn it into a promotional vessel, then do links to, you know, buy chunks of DAZN, which is very, very quickly becoming the singular place to watch the sport. You are trying to consolidate the sport into one. And if you have someone like JP running around doing what he wants, taking out illustrious, mega famous heavyweights, ex-MMA dudes, ex-whatever, taking eyes away from the core of the sport, it's not going to work. And that's why Mr. Al Sheikh probably has had a little word with the Jean-Jeur and just said, oi, Daywalker King, take him out, make 250 mil, then we'll sort you out afterwards. Please, Habibi, like, rate, subscribe.